Hey friends, it's Laura. Welcome back. I hope you are having a wonderful day. Today, I have been looking forward to today for a while. Today is going to be plant tour day. I have quite a few plant tours that I have been putting off because I've been painting my kitchen, and painting my kitchen took longer than I thought. It's a huge job if you are thinking of taking that on. Huge job. It's looking good. I'm not 100% done, but the point is, basically every day that I've been painting the kitchen, I've been wanting to just quit and do plant chores, take care of my plants, but I persevered, I kept going. I'm basically like 90% done the kitchen. So that means that today I'm going to just take care of my plants. I have this jar of cuttings of different philodendrons. I did a big chop of a lot of my big philodendrons and then rooted them, and I need to plant these up, and I've been wanting to do that. They're not even that rooted, but I just want to get them growing again. And I think I have some repotting to do. I'm gonna put some plants, well, one plant for sure I'm gonna put on a different pole. There might be a few plants like that. I have my roasted dandelion root latte, which sounds gross, but it's pretty good. Maybe you have some plant chores and we can do them together. This might just be me working. I'm just looking forward to getting in there, getting messy. I haven't even collected all the things I need to, basically, I'm just gonna start and enjoy, and I hope you enjoy as well. So I have a ton of philodendron cuttings that, like I said, some of my big philodendrons, so for example, my really big jungle boogie, I've shown it off quite a few times. The leaves were all yellowing. Like, this plant was so big. Like, I feel like it was like up to here. It was on a pole, on a bamboo stake actually. And let me take that out, that's gross. It was on a bamboo stake, it was really big, and then all the leaves were yellowing. And so I chopped it thinking, I don't know what I was thinking. And after I had chopped it, I realized that it just needed to be repotted. It was just really root bound, that's why it was yellowing. But I'd already chopped it. So anyway, there's already a growth point right there. I think it will come back really well. And then I planted my ring of fire in there as well. I kind of like combining plants. I mean, these are the same plant, just ring of fire is variegated and the jungle boogie isn't. So I think they'll look cool together. I don't know, if I don't like it, I can always take that ring of fire out. And then I have some cuttings of my Rapidophora tetrasperma as well. As you can see, it's balding down here. So I've been taking cuttings because it's always putting out these new shoots. Like, here's a new shoot going up here, kind of growing into the ceiling, which is not a look I'm going for. I don't really like plants growing across the ceiling. So I like to snip those, root them, because, you know, old leaves fall off. So you can see this is one of those cuttings that has sort of grown in, because it does start to lose those old leaves at the bottom. I don't really want it to be like a bald stick. So anyway, that's something I need to do. There's also silver sword in here. Same story as the jungle boogie. Where is the silver sword even? Oh yeah, silver sword's over here in like the ugly spot. I'll have to pull that out, but it was the same thing. It was yellowing and I didn't think to check the root system, but actually the issue was the root system. It wasn't even anything else. So all the leaves are yellowing and I chopped it and then I repotted and now they are rooting. What else is in here? Oh, Periso Verde cuttings. My Periso Verde, yeah, it's a whole thing. Anyways, those need to be potted up. What else? I might put this guy on a pole. This is my new philodendron Jose Buono. Might put that on a pole. And then what else was I gonna do today? Oh, Philodendron Florida. I keep chopping it. It keeps getting to the top of that stake and I chop it and then replant. Okay, let me just get this out. These are so gross. It grows so fast and it keeps getting to the top of that stake and then I chop it and propagate it and it's getting kind of ridiculous. And then I remembered I have a really, really big moss pole from Mossify that I've never used. So I'm gonna attach that on there. I think I even have, yeah, there's more cuttings in here. So gotta do that today. I think there might have been other things, but right now those are the priorities. Look how cute everybody's looking over here. These guys are all doing really well. Oh, I was gonna show, oh my goodness, I need to show this update. This is not a plant tour, but it's an update that I noticed last night. Okay, so ignore the algae. That's kind of, feels so weird. There is a new leaf right there, on my Hoya carrii, which is very exciting. My Hoya carrii has grown new leaves in the past, but they often just like, they get a little bit bigger than that one, and then they shrivel up and fall off. And I don't know what that's about, but now that it's on the vert planter, I have hope. I have hope that it will just stay. Yeah, anyway, that was a cool update because Hoya carrii grows so slow. I might also, I was thinking of giving some plants a snip. I don't know. First I have to plant up all those propagations. I feel like when there's too many things rooting and propagating, it kind of gets overwhelming. So first I have to deal with what I have, and then if I feel like chopping more things, I can. Anyway, you wanna see over here the cabinet? Just give you guys a little tour while I've got my camera out. See, there's some new leaves coming in on the Crimson Princess. Looks so cute. Anyway, everyone's looking good in there. So yeah, I'm gonna set up the camera again. Oh, maybe I should burn some incense. This is my new incense burner that I made. The cone goes in there and then the smoke comes out the top. Maybe I'll get that going, get the cozy vibes going. And yeah, like I said, I'm just gonna get down to work. I was gonna plant up the jungle boogie cuttings, but actually I'm not 100% sure. So here's the cuttings. Just kind of pulled them out of the jar. And none of the leaves are jungle boogie leaves. However, I do have like a jar of what I believe are jungle boogie cuttings that are just rooting in here without leaves, because I think all the leaves fell off. This was a while ago, so it's hard to remember. I don't want to plant them up unless I'm sure though. So I guess jungle boogie doesn't get any updates today, which is kind of disappointing because that pot looks so empty and sad. Like I don't like having this big empty weird looking pot here, but you know what, it's okay. So anyway, I guess I'm not doing that today, which is kind of disappointing, but I can do the silver sword. This one I don't even know what it is, and it's not, is there any growth points on there? No. I feel like this was jungle boogie though too, because it's so big. It could have been the silver sword though. The silver sword has a pretty big, yeah, I don't know. I don't want to plant them up if I don't know for sure. So if they don't have leaves, they're going back. Oh, I have this one too. Because this one is so thin, I think this is probably Periso Verde. I don't know. Oh well. Okay, silver sword. Work with what we can. And yeah, these are not super rooted at all, but I just know from experience that these plants are so resilient that they will just take, like once the roots start, they'll be fine. There is a growth point starting here on this big stem, which is exciting. Oh, there's another one actually here. And then of course there's this little baby silver sword. That was a totally separate plant. But I potted them together because why not? Some of these leaves need to be snipped. I'm gonna snip that one. It's okay, but it's definitely on its way out. Oh, this is actually reverted. Thought these were silver swords from the other side. The leaf shape is very similar. Okay, those are separate. These are all, oh, these are Florida and Rapidophora. Okay, actually not that many cuttings. Well, it is if you count all of these mystery cuttings. Okay, that's it for silver sword. That's pretty good. Okay, so if you've been watching some of my other videos, you'll know that my reverted was quite big, but it had completely reverted. There was zero variegation at all, and I was kind of fed up with that. I tried a lot of different solutions. None of them worked. And so I had the mama plant outside, hoping that would create some variegation. I had taken these cuttings before moving it outside, just kind of as like backup, but also because the plant, I had tried to put it in the cabinet and it wouldn't fit, so I cut these. I think that's what these cuttings came from. I had to snip it because I wanted to put it in the cabinet. Anyway, it was outside for probably a month and it put out a couple new leaves that weren't variegated. And I probably should have just waited, but then it got some bugs on it. And long story short, people, I just tossed the mama plant in the compost. She's gone. So all I have are these cuttings that are, of course, also reverted. And I don't know. I don't know how I feel about this plant right now. Oh, that cutting's not even gonna fit in this pot. Need a bigger pot. So with these cuttings, I'm considering getting a heat mat and putting the plant on a heat mat, which is possible. I mean, you can get a heat mat. That's what people use for when you're starting seedlings and things. A heat mat can be really useful. And I've heard that extra heat will really help bring the variegation back on this plant. But that's a lot of work for one plant. Like I don't really, yes, I do germinate seeds, but I've never used a heat mat. So I don't really want to go and just buy a heat mat just for one plant. However, I also kind of do want to do that. I don't know. I don't know what to do with this plant. Do I just give up on it and accept that it's reverted? I don't know. Now, this one is barely rooted, but I think it will be fine. This plant grows so fast. It's another reason I don't want to give up on it, because if it does get its variegation back, it will be so big and beautiful. I mean, it's beautiful either way. Is there only 2 cuttings of that plant? Oh, okay. Unless one of these mystery cuttings. I feel like this one is probably, well, it might have been from one of the stems of the Rapidophora too. I don't want to plant it in there if we don't even know what it is. Okay, just leave it like that. So this little plant now that I have, which is my only reverted now, which is fine. I'm totally fine with that. I just kind of over this plant, but I also don't want to give up on it because it literally is like one of my favorite plants in theory. When I see photos of it, it's my favorite plant. But this plant is not what I see in photos. So I don't know. I could also just give it away or sell it to someone who knows what they're doing. These are all possibilities. Anyway, for now it's potted up. Could just go put it on my deck because it's less likely to get pests on the deck and it would still be getting full sun. I'll just go do that. Now I'm gonna put it on my deck. Okay, these are all part of plant chores, is thinking your way through what to do with your plant. It is a really beautiful plant. I should stop being so critical of it. Should probably give it a drink before I put it out there. Go water it first. All right, we're gonna move back over here to the Rapidophora tetrasperma. And like I said, this girl is doing so good. She's so, I don't know, quick growing, fast growing, and she just doesn't stop. And even when I've cracked her, you can see there I cracked her a little bit. She just does her thing, but she is starting to lose those lower leaves, which is really normal, which is why I keep propagating and replanting into the pot. I have definitely given away a lot of these cuttings. And I think at a certain point I won't have room in the pot for more cuttings. But for now, that's what I do. And it just keeps her healthy. Now, that is a Florida green. Rapidophoras. Yeah, so this one, ugh. This one is barely rooted, but I know that it will just root into the soil. And this one's got cute little root there. These are not, you know, great cuttings. Like I would never sell this, but for my own plant, it's fine. I know that it will just take time. But in the meantime, it's in the pot and not taking up space on my counter or anything. Where did my little shovel go? Move these out of the way. Isn't this cute? It's like a little mister. I'm kind of obsessed with it. I don't miss my plants a lot, but I do like to mist like new leaves when they're coming in so that they don't rip. And this plant, I did check if it was root bound recently, and I did repot it into this slightly larger pot. It was not in a really, really tiny pot before, but I wanted to repot it in terracotta. It was kind of in like this plastic pot before. Well, it was in a plastic pot. It was not like a plastic pot. It was a plastic pot. But during repotting, like the roots are kind of, I don't know. I didn't do a great job of repotting, but as I said, this plant will just figure it out. That was only a couple days ago that I did that. I did take a break from painting just to do that because it was really bugging me. Okay, oops, what is that? Just throw that in there. And then this guy. Just stick in the back there. But yeah, hopefully these roots will just kind of pop themselves into the soil. There was some dead roots I found when I repotted, but like I said, this plant just keeps going. I don't know. And I don't think I need to water this one. That's another thing I need to do is I need to water my plants. Not all of them, but some of them for sure. I'm gonna do today. Okay, that was easy. I feel like in my mind, a lot of these chores were, in my mind, I feel like a lot of these chores were really big, but that's kind of how life is, right? All right, now we are going to do the Florida green repotting. Should probably do this outside because it might get messy, but I also, in the summer I like repotting outside, but I find that I don't have all my little tools and then I have to come in all the time, and I don't know, I can always just vacuum, which is what I will do. Okay, so these cuttings we will put aside. And okay, so I have a big moss pole. I found it. I actually received this quite a while ago. And it's huge. Like, it's really, really big. Oh. And I mean, it's bendy, like all the Houseplant poles are, but I kind of like that because where that plant was, I can have it kind of like bending around to the side. This is definitely going to need a larger pot though. So let me go find that. This is exciting. Okay, I'll be back. All right, so move that there. Now the Houseplant poles, I like they have this like anchor, which is great, especially when it's this big. I can't even believe how big this is. It's got a tag on it here. The tag says it's 42 inches. Oh, and there's also some floral pins on there. I don't even know if you know me, which you might. I'm not like super into moss poles. I kind of prefer my bamboo stakes just because they're simpler, but this one is awesome. Like, this looks so cool. This is so big. And bamboo stakes, I mean, are great, but they're not the most stable. Now, I think, yeah. Okay, so this is gonna be interesting. Okay, put some dirt at the bottom just to kind of It's so big that it keeps, maybe I'll just bend it down for while I'm working. This is so huge. Yeah, I got this a long time ago. And I actually had originally planned to put my silver sword on it because my silver sword was huge at the time when I got it. But now, obviously, my silver sword is not huge. That's okay though. Okay. Come on. guy has been attached with many twist ties and zip ties over the months and years. I think probably I've had this for years. I don't recommend zip ties. I just had these zip ties sitting around my house. Ooh, okay. So I used them, but obviously I don't recommend them like going out and buying them. I like to use what I have. Oh, that was a cracky sound. I didn't think it would be that floppy. Oh yeah, I think it'll be okay though. There's definitely like a little crack in the bark. Is it called bark? Okay, so I think I'm gonna just kind of empty this into my soil bucket. I'm gonna try not to disturb the roots. This is so messy. Okay, the plant mat is helping, but only slightly. Okay. Surprisingly, not that many roots for how big this plant is. Oh my goodness. I feel like this is how not to put a plant on a... Okay, maybe you can see a little bit better what I'm doing here. Not that I really know what I'm doing, but... Okay, I'm gonna check out what these are. What these pins actually are. Okay. Kind of what I thought they would be. They're like, well, floral pins, I guess. I'm sure other things would work, but came with this, so. Kind of like a staple. Now with a pole this big, I feel like you really need a big plant. Like I feel like otherwise, that's kind of my reservation with moss poles is, oh geez. They look cool when they're like covered with plant, but when it's just like one little skinny stem on them, I feel like they look kind of weird, but this is definitely gonna be cool. Okay, now the cuttings. I'm gonna put it kind of on the other side. Well, this cutting isn't even rooted at all. Okay, this cutting has no roots, which I did not realize. It's been in water for a long time though. I think I'm gonna just put it in soil and hope that it roots into soil. Sometimes, especially like these philodendrons, like this, like the silver sword, they're just so excited to grow that they will just root up in soil. And I feel like it's been in water long enough that it's not gonna root in water anyway. I could put it in moss, but I don't want to. Okay, wasn't there another cutting? Where'd it go? Is there only one? Oh my goodness. Okay, well there's only one. Now that those are attached, I'm gonna add lots of soil. really thought I had another cutting going, but again, it's probably one of those leafless cuttings, which I can always just poke a hole and fit it in there once I know what it is. I have just gone ahead and guessed in the past and just kind of potted plants up based on what I was fairly sure they were, and then, you know, I wasn't always correct. And it's not the end of the world, but you then got to dig it up and put it in the other pot. Now, I'm gonna bend this up. Okay. Do I have more of those floral pins? Oh yeah. Come on. I don't know how tight I'm supposed to like. There we go. There we go. Okay. This is such a big bowl. This is so cool. All right, so I don't want it to tip over. I'm gonna have to really find a good spot. I'm gonna put it back where it was actually, but I'm gonna have to kind of lean it on the wall, I think, until it's really secure in there. This looks so cool. Okay. Now, I guess I need a bigger saucer, and I guess I gotta put it back. Okay, go get a saucer. Oh shoot! Oh, I just stepped on butterfly clip. I had a butterfly clip at one point on this plant. It still works, but it doesn't actually attach anything. It's cute though. All right. Okay. This is so epic. Oh my goodness. Is that even gonna might hit the ceiling? No, almost hitting the ceiling. Oh my goodness. Okay. I don't know what to do. I'm trying to decide what I want to do with this. I wonder if I should put it down like by the Rapidophora for now. Let's see how that looks. How's that? I think that might be where it goes for now. Kind of like it there, and it will of course grow into its life, you know? Like right now it kind of looks kind of spindly. But then I also feel like it could look good over there. So this portion might just be me rearranging things and figuring out where to put this giant moss bowl. Yeah, I think if it's over there, it will kind of balance out the Rapidophora. Also, I mean, I need to put the jungle boogie somewhere. And I don't really want to put it on the top of the shelf. That will look kind of strange because it basically looks empty right now. Can't even see what I'm doing. There. So this is what I'm talking about. Putting it way up there to kind of balance out the Rapidophora. And it's so big that yeah, I think that's where it's gonna go. Okay. Now I'll just rearrange accordingly. So that's there. I don't know, should that go right there? Maybe it should go on the other side of this begonia. The begonia definitely needs probably, well, it does need more light than this guy. And these leaves will turn towards the sun, hopefully, as they kind of adjust. I find no matter how like beautiful the plant is when you first repot it, it looks weird. It has to grow into its spot. Same when you move plants around, they kind of look awkward because they're just not used to that new spot. Does this look really crazy? I don't know. Kind of looks crazy, but I think it's good. Oh, and we need to add the gloriosum back into the mix. Okay. Okay, I don't know. Put that there. Well, I now feel like this part is super empty, but I don't know what to do about that. Could go like that. No. happy with that for now. What else did I want to do? Also wanted to repot, well not repot, I wanted to add something to this guy. This is my new philodendron Jose Buono. Beautiful, but I do think it needs some support. It's got this new leaf coming out. I don't know that I'm gonna do, I do have another Mossify pole, but I think for now I'm just gonna put like a smallish bamboo thingy for now. I think that's all it needs for now. I don't like having these huge things. Even that one I feel like is too big for the plant, but that plant grows so fast that I think it will be fine. I actually just found like this stake, I think probably came from another plant. And I know obviously this is not a long-term solution. I just want to make sure it's feels supported so that it grows fast. There we go. That was an easy task. I think now I'm gonna tidy this up and then on to watering. I don't think there's any more repotting I wanted to do. I don't think. I want to clean this up unless there's more. I think we're good. And if there is more repotting, I will do that another day. I'm on to watering now, which I enjoy. I enjoy watering my plants. Today I am adding the Sacred Soil Tonic. This is like a nice foamy, nice smelling, nourishing thing to add to your plant water. It kind of makes it a little bit sudsy as you water, which is satisfying to watch. So I'm gonna just get watering. I'm gonna water everything except for the plants in my cabinet. I do not think they need to be watered today. So here we go. other side of the room. The silver sword that I just potted up is down there. I know it's not like a beautiful spot, but right now that pot doesn't look like much, so it's just there beside the non-blooming holiday cactus. Friends, I am done my plant tours for the day. I hope you enjoyed watching and hanging out and relaxing. I feel really good just knowing that everything is under control and like set up to thrive. We can do what we can do, and I think all my plants are well taken care of now. It's a good feeling. I can just enjoy them. I hope you have a wonderful day and a wonderful week, and hope to see you in my next video. Bye.